Johnny Depp's return, ambition, reinvention, and new horizons. Over the past few years, Johnny Depp has gradually re-emerged in the public eye, not with a bang, but with calculated steps toward projects that reflect his artistic interests, willingness to take risks, and desire to reassert creative control. In 2024, 2025, and beyond, he has lined up a mix of ambitious undertakings, directing, starring in provocative roles, and exploring new genres. These ventures suggest that Depp is carving a less conventional path back into the spotlight, one defined by personal expression more than box office formulas. Below is a survey of his known and rumored projects, how they reflect shifts in his career, and what they may signal for his future in film. Modì, Depp the director, a biopic with intimate scope. One of the most significant recent developments is Depp's return to the director's chair with Modì, 3 Days on the Wing of Madness, sometimes styled Modì, 3 Days on the Wing of Madness. Wikipedia +2 people.com +2 background and vision. The film is based on a play by Dennis McIntyre, adapted by Jersey and Mary Kromolowski. Wikipedia +1. It explores a compressed time frame, roughly 72 hours in the life of Italian painter Amedeo Modigliani, during a tumultuous period in Paris. Artnet News +2 people.com +2. Depp dedicates the film to Jeff Beck, a close friend, and sees Modigliani as a kindred spirit, an artist, at the mercy of his talents, at the mercy of his mercurial nature. Artnet News +2 people.com +2. The cast includes Riccardo Scamarcio in the lead, with Al Pacino playing an art collector and Antonia Desplat among the ensemble. People.com +2 Wikipedia +2 release and reception. The film premiered out of competition at the 72nd San Sebastian International Film Festival, September 2024, and the Italian theatrical release began in November 2024. Wikipedia +2 people.com +2 for North America, it is slated for a limited release beginning November 7th, 2025. People.com +1. Critical commentary is mixed. The ambition and visual ambitions are praised, while some argue that the narrative sometimes lags or fails to dig deeper into Modigliani's inner life. Artnet News significance. This project matters for several reasons. Control and authorship. Directing allows Depp to shape the tone, pacing, and artistic sensibilities on his own terms, rather than fitting into studio expectations. Identity alignment. The choice of Modigliani, a tortured, underappreciated artist, speaks to Depp's longer persona as a creative outsider and someone drawn to complex figures. Calculated re-entry. Instead of launching into a big studio spectacle, immediately Depp is gradually reintroducing himself via smaller-scale personal projects. Whether Modì becomes a commercial or critical triumph, it functions as a statement of intent. Depp is positioning himself not just as an actor who returns, but as an artist with agency. Daydrinker, returning to Hollywood with a thriller parallel. To his directorial push, Depp is also making moves back into mainstream cinema with Daydrinker, an action thriller that brings him into high-stakes genre territory. The Direct +4 Wikipedia +4 people.com +4 project details director Mark Webb, best known for 500 Days of Summer, The Amazing Spider-Man. Wikipedia +2 movie Webb +2 writers and producers, studio. Written by Zach Dean, produced by Thunder Road, Infinitum Nihil, Nostromo Pictures. Lionsgate is involved in distribution. Wikipedia +2 movie Webb +2 cast, Depp, Penelope Cruz, reunion after past collaborations, and Madeline Klein, among others, Manu Rios, Aaron Piper, Juan Diego Boto, Annika Boyle. People.com +2 Wikipedia +2 plot. Premise. A private yacht bartender becomes involved with a mysterious daydrinker, only to find themselves entangled in criminal machinations. Wikipedia +2 movie Webb +2 production. Filming began in April 2025 in Spain, notably in Tenerife. Wikipedia +2 movie Webb +2. First look. In mid-2025, Lionsgate released first images of Depp on set. Variety +2 movie web +2 interpretations and challenges. This is one of Depp's first major studio-level projects since the aftermath of his legal battles and prolonged absence from U.S. blockbuster fare, the direct +3people.com +3people.com +3. The genre is conventional, thriller, action, but with possible room for character depth and stylization. The adaptation of a relatively contained narrative, yacht setting, mystery, unfolding could allow Depp to inject nuance while staying within genre boundaries. Given the director's track record, Webb may balance commercial pacing with emotional core. Daydrinker functions as a bridge. It helps Depp re-establish his presence in commercial cinema without requiring him to jump immediately into a blockbuster tentpole. Hyde, a dark turn with Ridley Scott. Another fascinating line in Depp's slate is Hyde, a new property tied to Ridley Scott, blurring lines between graphic novel, adaptation, and auteur filmmaking. Variety +2 YouTube +2. What we know so far. Depp has signed on to Hyde, a graphic novel property being developed by Ridley Scott's production company Mechanical Cake. Variety A trailer has been released in 2025, teasing a moody, visually immersive experience. YouTube. The premise suggests a reimagining of the classic Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde duality in an era setting around the Victorian Gothic era with aesthetic ambition in focus. YouTube +1. The tone seems aligned with Depp's penchant for psychologically complex dark roles. Why this matters. Collaborating with Ridley Scott gives Depp a prestigious platform and access to a director known for grand visual style and narrative ambition. It aligns with Depp's interest in exploring darker, more mythic territory, ties back to his attraction to characters on the edge. Because the project stems from a graphic novel IP rather than a legacy franchise, Depp has more flexibility to innovate. If Hyde reaches fruition, it could serve as a critical anchor, a genre film with artistic weight, situated between his work as a mainstream actor and his more personal directorial endeavors. The Carnival at the End of Days, myth, satire, and risk beyond. The confirmed project's reportage suggests Depp is eyed for a provocative role in Terry Gilliam's The Carnival at the End of Days. The Guardian premise and casting Depp is cast to play Satan, opposed by Jeff Bridges as God. The twist: God is reimagined as nature, and the film blends live action and animated elements, including many animals, to bring that concept to life. The Guardian. The film's plot reportedly centers on God deciding to obliterate humanity, while Satan works to save it. The Guardian production was expected to begin in January 2025, though timelines in Hollywood often shift. The Guardian artistic implications. Gilliam is not a mainstream studio player. His films are often surreal, visually ambitious, and thematically audacious. This could be the type of project Depp would gravitate toward in terms of risk and freedom. Playing Satan in a cosmic satire or allegory gives Depp scope to explore larger metaphoric meaning rather than conventional roles. It signals that even as Depp reestablishes himself in more commercial arenas, he still has appetite for projects that push boundaries. Pirates of the Caribbean. Is the return possible? Among the most tantalizing rumors is whether Depp might return to his iconic role as Captain Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean 6. The direct +4EW.com +4 IMDb +4 Where Things Stand. Producer Jerry Bruckheimer has confirmed that he's had conversations with Depp about reprising Jack Sparrow and says, "If he likes the way the part's written, I think he would do it." EW.com. The new Pirates project is being pitched as a reboot, though Bruckheimer expresses a desire to include Depp in some capacity. Wikipedia +1. Depp has expressed disillusionment in the past about how he was treated by Disney, and in 2022, said that he would not return even for high financial offers. EWW.com +2 Wikipedia +2. For now, no formal contract or script has been locked in, so the possibility remains speculative. EW.com +1 Narrative and symbolic weight. If Depp returns, it could be framed as a homecoming, the role that defined much of his public persona giving him a chance for symbolic reconciliation. But it may also carry risks. Expectations will be high, comparisons inevitable, and it may bind him to commercial constraints again. Still, his openness, conditional though it is, suggests he hasn't closed the door entirely. Patterns, strategy, and challenges. From this constellation of projects, some patterns and strategic choices emerge. Balanced portfolio. Author and commercial Depp seems to be maintaining a dual track, personal directorial work, e.g. Modì, alongside more accessible genre or star vehicles, Daydrinker Hyde. This allows artistic satisfaction and visibility to coexist. Project maturity over flash. None of the known projects are obvious blockbuster tentpoles. Instead, he is opting for projects that allow breathing room, character nuance, and visual ambition. This mitigates risk, both commercial and reputational. Emphasis on narrative, not spectacle. Rather than relying on franchise IP or high-concept action, many of his choices lean toward emotional, psychological drama, or morally ambiguous territory, e.g. The Figure of Modigliani, The Dualities in Hyde, Moral Play in Gilliam's Project. Reputation repair and narrative control. After a period of public controversy and legal trials, Depp's new projects allow him to reclaim narrative control about who he is, what his art is, and how he returns. Choosing smaller scale or prestige-adjacent projects gives him more control over tone and message. Connection to visual and artistic themes. Many of the projects are not merely cinematic but visual art adjacent, an artist biopic, a graphic novel adaptation, mythic symbolism, literary psychological conflict. This aligns with Depp's known interests in art, music, and visual culture. Challenges and pitfalls. Financial viability. Prestige and artistic merit do not guarantee box office success. Some of these films will need to find audiences on streaming or limited theatrical runs. Critical expectations. Given how long it's been since his last major U.S. studio presence, critics will scrutinize his return more intensely. Balancing scale. Shifting from smaller personal projects to larger ones, or vice versa, is tricky. It's easy to overreach or underdeliver. Typecasting versus reinvention. Depp's previous iconography, eccentric, brooding outsider, is a double-edged sword. Audiences may expect that, but he also needs variety. Industry dynamics. The film industry post-pandemic is risk-averse. Studios might be reluctant to back bold visions without commercial safety nets. What this means for Depp's legacy. Johnny Depp's new slate of projects is about more than a comeback. They are about redefinition. The phases of an actor's life often involve shifts, from youthful star to mature craftsman. His recent choices suggest he's entering that latter phase where risk, self-expression, and selective visibility matter more than mass appeal. If Modì is critically well-received and Daydrinker reestablishes him in mainstream consciousness, Depp may rekindle both public interest and artistic legitimacy. If Hyde and Carnival succeed, even modestly, they could expand perceptions of his range and ambition. Even if Pirates doesn't materialize, the fact that he is still being courted signals the enduring power of his brand. At this moment, he is not merely attempting a return. He is crafting a narrative of a veteran artist who, after storms, still chooses projects reflecting his inner compass rather than chasing trends. If he pulls it off, his next decade of work might be both more surprising and more satisfying than his heyday. Friends, subscribe the channel, and I wish you good luck. You should take care of yourself.